Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. It is Sunshine and Rena and these books are going to self-destruct in 12 months. So yes, these books are going to self-destruct. This is my self-destruct TBR. I'm going to put these down because they are heavy. As you can see, there is big boy in there. So yes, these books are going to self-destruct in 12 months, guys. It's been quite a while since the last time I did one of these videos. Did I read all of the books on that list? No. Did they actually self-destruct? Not all of them. No. I did a very bad job last time, and in all honesty, I looked at those books that I hadn't picked up and I was like, I do actually really want to read those. I'm not getting rid of them. But this time, I'm approaching it a little bit differently. You may have noticed or you may not have noticed, there are 6 books that I had there in my hand. So last time I think it was like 10 I had. 6 is a lot more manageable. It means that I only have to read one of these every 2 months. And I'm gonna stick to it this time, guys. So last time, honestly, I picked up the self-destruct books really late. I'm not gonna lie. I picked them up late to try and read them and there wasn't enough time. I'm trying to cram it all in, just wasn't happening. So that's why, first of all, 6, more manageable. Second of all, what I found the second half of the year is that I have become so slow at my physical reading. My physical reading is gotten really, really bad. Kindle books, I will fly through them. Audiobooks, obviously. Physical book with an audiobook, okay. But just a physical book, I am struggling, guys. The last few months, I have really been struggling. So 6 is a much more reasonable number for me to try and get through. A couple of them, I have seen that the audiobook is either available on my library or on Everend, formerly known as Scribd. As well, not all of them, but some of them, so I can get a little bit of help with an audiobook potentially. This is a long enough intro as it is. I'm just going to get into the books and I'm going to start with one that is quite popular on Bookstagram, Booktube and BookTok, guys, and that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. If you recently saw my last wrap up in November, I read Layla by Colleen Hoover, which was my second Colleen Hoover book. I gave it 1 star, guys. I gave it 1 star. And the previous one, I've only ever read Verity before that by her, which I gave 3 stars. So I'm clearly not on the Colleen Hoover hype train, guys. I know Layla isn't one of her most popular ones, but 1 star, I think it might be the worst book I've read this year, I'm not gonna lie. So, and if you want to see my full thoughts on that, go and check out that wrap up video. Now, I already had this on my shelves. I also have Ugly Love down there, but that's not on this self-destruct TBR. I've had this for a good almost 3 years now. Got it from the charity shop, which, you know, steal. It was 70 pence. Great price for this. The film is coming out. I know they were filming this year, so I kind of have this assumption that it'll be next year at some point when the film comes out. I could be completely wrong. The point is, the film is coming out. So it makes sense to read the book before the film, and then I can rightly judge the film if they did a good adaptation, because I'm one of those people. And also, it's going to help me to see, is Colleen Hoover for me or not, because currently, I wouldn't say straight up no, because Verity, like I said, it was 3 stars, but Layla, ugh. So I'm clearly not on that Colleen Hoover hype train, so I want to see if this is different, because everyone seems to love this book. So I'll just give you a quick synopsis on this one. So it follows Lily, and she hasn't always had it easy, but that never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kinnaird, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, and maybe even a little bit arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily, but Ryle's complete aversion to relationship is disturbing. As questions about a new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, first love, and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. So I think this is a sad story. I don't know how well this is going to end. We'll see if I like it, but that's why it's on this list. Okay, guys, let's go for the big one, the big one here, and that is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. So I got this back in 2020, so 2024, it was in the summer, so we're at 3.5 years now. 2024 will be the 4th year that I've owned this and not picked it up. Every year since then, I've had it either on my 10 classics I want to read video, so I did that for a couple of years, and then this past year I didn't do that, but I had 23 and 23. This was on there. I keep saying I'm gonna read it. I keep saying I'm gonna read it, and each year I don't read it, guys. I don't read it. So we are gonna read it in 2024. Otherwise, it's gonna self-destruct. It will self-destruct. Now this is huge, so scary. I have never read a Russian classic. I have heard, and it might not be the case with this one, but I think sometimes like there's similar names, it can be a bit confusing. We will have to wait and see how well I get on with this. I feel like when I do eventually read this, I'm gonna have to do a read a vlog, because like I've been waited so long. I have been waiting so long to read this, and just to see my reaction if finally after all this time I pick it up, if I like it, and just document the fact reading this huge book, because it is 806 pages. This version is 806 pages. The writing isn't big either. Okay, so in other books, this would have been probably over 1,000 if it had a bit bigger writing, but it's not exactly big writing either. So it's going to be interesting to get through this one. So like I said, Russian classic. There isn't really that a great blurb on here to give me like a synopsis to you guys, but Anna Karenina is one of the most loved and memorable heroines of literature. Her overwhelming charm dominates a novel of unparalleled richness and density. Tolstoy considered this book to be his first real attempt at a novel form, and it addresses the very nature of society at all levels, of destiny, death, human relationships, and inconceivable contradictions of existence. It ends tragically, and there is much that invokes despair, yet sits beside this unbound. So yeah, that isn't really a synopsis that actually goes on. I'm going to bring it up on Goodreads, but I know it's set in like, I think the high class. I think she like runs away with like a lover or something, if I remember correctly, and like goes to Italy, which honestly, Italy, gorgeous. If you're going to run away to somewhere, obviously run away to Italy. So Anna is a sophisticated woman who abandons her empty existence as the wife of Karenin and turns to Count Vronsky to fulfill her passionate nature with tragic consequences. Levin is a reflection of Tolstoy himself, often expressing the author's own views and convictions. I'm not really getting much more of a synopsis from when I look it up, but yes, that's what I'm saying. I know that she has a lover and like runs away, but I'm pretty sure she ends up in Italy or something like that. There will be a vlog at some point when I read this one. Then the next one I have here is Paolo Coelho the Zahir. I got this in 2020 as well, summer 2020. A charity shop find as well. If you have been on my channel in a while, you'll know, as you can see from behind here, The Alchemist is my favourite book, and I have it in several different languages of countries that I've travelled to. Love it. I have never actually read any other book by him, which is why I bought this in 2020. And then I have proceeded not to read it. So 2024, I need to read it. I need to read another book by him. Like, was that just a fluke for me that I absolutely loved? Or, you know, am I gonna love his other works? Because I haven't picked them up. This one, so the synopsis in this one day a renowned author discovers that his wife, a war correspondent, has disappeared, leaving no trace. Though time brings more success and new love, he remains mystified and increasingly fascinated by her absence. Was she kidnapped, blackmailed, or simply bored with their marriage? The unrest she causes is as strong as the attraction she exerts. His search for her and for the truth of his own life takes him from South America to Spain, France, Croatia, and eventually the bleakly beautiful landscape of Central Asia. More than that, it leads him into a new understanding of the nature of love, the power of destiny, and what it really means to follow your heart. So again, it sounds like another like good adventure, like traveling, following your heart. Like, it gives elements of I'm gonna like it, because it kind of gives those little bit of those feels of The Alchemist, those elements that I liked. We'll have to wait and see if I actually like it, and maybe I'll do a vlog for this one as well, like to see if I actually like any of his other books. We'll have to wait and see. Then I have here Jojo Moyes Still Me. This is the third one in the series. There was Me Before You, and then there was After You, and then this is the third one. I've read the first two. If you watch my unhaul video, I have literally just unhauled those first two because my original idea was to reread those and then read this one, but I am absolutely terrible at rereading. That's not going to happen. I'm going to rewatch the film for the first one and then look up a summary of the second one, and then I'll be able to pick this one up. I got this from a friend. She was like clearing out books, and yes, I just kind of want to conclude that series, see how it completely ends for her, and yeah, that's kind of it. I don't want to give you the synopsis because obviously, like I said, this is the third book, so we're gonna kind of leave it there, we'll leave it there, but we're picking up with Lou in this one and seeing where her life is at that point in her life. That's very vague, I know. Then I have Maya Angelou's I Know Where the Caged Bird Sings, and this is the first book in her memoir series. I feel like there were 7. Oh wait, yeah, there's 7 in total in her autobiographical series. This is the first one. I have owned this for a long time, before 2020. Could it be in 2018 that I bought it? Possibly, guys, or 2019. The point is, I have owned this for quite a while and I haven't read it. And this year, I've managed to pick up quite a bit of non-fiction, so I kind of want to kind of keep up that momentum, and reading this book will actually help with that as well. So yeah, this is the first installment in her autobiography series. This is her childhood that picks up here. So this will be her childhood that's in this one. I'm just trying to see. So as a black woman, she has known discrimination, extreme poverty, but also hope, joy, achievement and celebration. In the first volume of her autobiography, Maya Angelou's beautifully invokes her childhood with her grandmother in the American South of the 1930s. She learns the power of white folks at the other end of town and suffers the terrible trauma of rape by her mother's lover. So I think it's going to be obviously a hard-hitting read, but extremely interesting to see that first kind of stage of her life. And then hopefully I will be able to then continue on with the rest of her autobiography series at some point as well. And then the sixth and final book on the Self-Destruct TBR, guys, is Isabel Allende's The House of Spirits. This might have possibly been on the last Self-Destruct video. Let's just ignore that, guys. I have owned this for a long time. I have owned this. I'm thinking, guys, I feel like I want to say 2012. I feel like I want to say 2012, which is a long time to own a book and not read it. In my defense, there was some years where these books were still at home with my parents and I wasn't with the books. So I didn't have easy access to pick them up. We're using that excuse, guys. But anyway, I want to read this. This is like one of her most famous novels. It was adapted. I believe Meryl Streep, I think, is in the film. I've never seen it. This has magical realism, I believe, and it's gonna kind of help me as well. I want to read a little bit more of novels from different countries in the world by different authors, so that will also help me. She's from Chile, so that would kind of help me read a little bit more. I don't think I've ever read a book by an author from Chile that I can think of, so it'll be interesting just to see how her writing is, how the style is as well. So this spans 4 generations, and this is a magnificent family saga. Saga is populated by a memorable, often eccentric cast of characters. Together, men and women, spirits, the forces of nature and of history, converge in an unforgettable, wholly absorbing and brilliantly realised novel that is as richly entertaining as it is a masterpiece of modern literature. And that just sounds like amazing, and I just haven't picked up, guys. I mean, it's not small writing, it's like a decent size, and it is just under 500 pages, of 490, guys. So a little bit big. The audiobook is not available on Everend or my library, so I am gonna have to read this on my own. But there's a film to watch afterwards, so I'll do that. But that is all of the books that are my Self-Destruct TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these and which one you should think I should pick up first. Also, let me know which one you'd actually like to see in vlogs across the year, because I can definitely look doing that. So leave those comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on any more content from me. I am posting every day up until Christmas, and then I do post regularly anyway. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!